Okay, the next drill we're going to work on, the next technique we're going to work on is a side fall technique. The side fall is going to be used if I'm falling sideways or if I had to do a roll. We'll look at combining the roll and the fall on a different video. When I do a side fall, I want to keep my head off the floor, just like we talked about with the back fall, but also I'm going to be landing on my side, keeping my spine off the floor. The concept behind this technique and behind this drill is basic physics. The more surface area hits the mat at one time, the more it disperses the energy, the less it hurts. So anytime that I'm falling, of course, the most important thing is I don't let my head touch the mat. The next most important thing is that I never want any one part of my body to hit the mat on its own. I need to make sure that when I hit the mat, that I'm dispersing that energy out and I'm landing nice and flat. So the side fall position, if I'm on the right side, so I'm turned completely on my side and the entire right side of my body is flat on the floor. Everything from my pinky toe, up my foot, my ankle, my thigh, my hip, all the way up to my shoulder is completely flat. If I'm landing on the right side, my right hand is going to be slapping. Just like we talked about on the back fall video, this arm needs to be 45 degrees or lower. When the hand starts to come up this way or up here, this is very stressful on your shoulder. So 45 degrees or lower, okay? My other side of my body, my left leg is going to be back and away from my right leg. You do not want to get thrown and have your legs hit together like this. It's a bad day, okay? I would prefer for my legs not to cross when I get thrown, but I definitely don't want the legs to hit together. So I'm going to keep the legs nice and wide, hitting with the flat of my foot on this opposite side. This hand, if we were practicing a good technically correct throwing technique, my opponent should be, or my partner should be controlling this arm, okay? For drilling purposes, I'm just gonna put it down here on my stomach. So all of this is coming down at one time. My legs are up, my hand is up, I fall to the side, everything hits together, okay? Now I'm gonna pick my legs up, I'm gonna pick my arms up, I'm gonna switch sides. So legs are up, left hand is up, I fall to the left side, and I land completely flat. My spine, my right shoulder blade, my right hip bone is entirely off the mat right here. Legs are apart away from each other. Pick my legs up, extend my arm out, switch sides. Okay, legs up, switch sides. It's important to understand that the purpose of these falling technique drills is that we are developing body mechanics, we are developing muscle memory in a very low impact way. When you actually start falling from higher up, when you start actually being thrown or practicing takedowns, there's going to be an added element of speed, an added element of impact, all these types of things. So when we're doing these drills, there's very, very little impact, but you need to absolutely focus on making sure you do it correctly, make sure you're landing properly, everything's exactly where it's supposed to be. This is another drill. We do this drill 4 or 5 days a week. You want to do this drill 4 or 5 days a week consistently so that your body just naturally falls into that position without you having to think about it, without you having to figure out what arm goes where. Because as you learn how to be thrown, as you work on more and more techniques, you're not going to have as much time to think about it, okay? So remember, no one part of our body hits the mat at one time. We want everything to come down, hit nice and flat, disperse that energy out, and it won't hurt. One of the biggest tips to remember on the side fall technique, the louder it is, the less it hurts. So when you see somebody get thrown and they come down and that arm hits and that leg hits it, pow, and it makes that big loud sound, that throw did not hurt. When you see somebody get thrown and you hear just like that thud, that throw hurts way, way more, okay? So you can use that auditory cue, and you can make up your mind that when you hit the mat, I'm gonna hit it, and I'm gonna hit it hard, get that nice big noise, because that nice big noise means that you didn't hurt yourself.